Hello, everybody. How are you today? We are on day 8 of 30 days, 30 ways to better health and mindset. I'm Natalie Jensitz.
And I'm Rashonda Thornton.
Welcome to today's segment. Yesterday, we talked about the best and worst snacks. I'm surprised that we were able to keep it close to 10 minutes, Rashonda, because we both can go on about that.
Could have went longer.
Yes. Today, we're going to talk about growing your gratitude. And this is really important to both of us, actually. And it's become more and more part of my life as I've journeyed through my own wellness journey lately. And especially right now with all of the negativity around us, there is realistic loss and sickness and just kind of depression around us. If we focus on that and only that, though, and tune into only that, then we are really doing our minds and bodies a disservice. We are not setting ourselves up for a good place to be. And Rashonda, this is a little bit more of your wheelhouse, I think, with the mindset issue and the piece of that. So why don't you talk a little bit about that and what comes to your mind with that?
Yeah, thanks, Natalie. And I'm glad you. And actually, literally 10 minutes ago, I just got off the phone with a client, and we're just talking about when we were told we had a couple of weeks that we have to be isolated or not be able to do some of the things. Buildings and places are shut down, and now we're told that's going to extend out to the end of the month, and we don't even really know if that's really the stopping point. So the anxiety builds and we don't see an end, and so we find ways to keep thinking negativity just keeps piling on. And so what happens, we end up doing a lot more complaining. So we can't change it, as we always have been saying, but how can we change this, like change from complaining to just finding ways to be grateful and showing more gratitude? So how are we, as this thing is growing, how are we growing our gratitude with it? Because we have to. It's only going to keep ourselves in this positive mindset. You don't always want to say, when I see someone else without, I complain about my shoes until I see someone with no shoes, and it helps you see where you're at. I don't want to like use kind of hone on that analogy, but I will tell you, like I watched the news app yesterday about what's happening in India. And, you know, in the particular parts of India, there are it's billions of people in small areas, and so these people cannot social distance themselves from each other. They also don't have access to healthcare. They don't have access to proper sanitation. They don't even have access to getting healthy and clean foods. So right now they're in a predicament to where they're stacked on top of each other. They're not educated on even understanding what's going on in real time. And if one or two people get sick, it's going to be more highly that it's going to spread like wildfire for them. So even though we find ways to complain about this, you want to embrace the fact that we can still have social distancing, that we do have accessibility, still go to the store, use technology to get out there and get the foods that we need. We still have to be able to go outside and walk and not feel like there's going to be 5 people within a 2 feet radius of us, as it is in other countries, you know. And even now, like, how are you going to just not look at other countries or groups of people that have less than maybe us in America, but just use that as a way of like, maybe kind of quiet down our language when we want to complain, you know what I mean? And how can we be grateful? And just the fact that we know that we're going to have food on our table for lunch and for dinner, you know, that we can get out and we can exercise, we can move, and put all your energy into being grateful for those things, you know? And so that, for me, like, that's how we can continue to grow our gratitude, even in the midst of not knowing when the end date is. Find ways to be grateful and look for things to be grateful for. And before I let Natalie jump into her application of gratitude, I just realized I constantly live in gratitude. This right here, I literally just saw this when I'm looking through the camera. And if I read, it's probably backwards, but it says gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. And so look at what you have as enough and be grateful for it, because we cannot have those things. So again, start changing your thought process from complaining to just finding ways to be more grateful. So that's my soapbox moment.
Well, a much needed one, I think, at this time. I mean, as the days go by, it's getting a little more tense around here and stuff, and it's just natural to be, to react that way, I guess. But again, taking your thoughts and your actions captive and stopping and saying, well, I'm going to roll out of bed and be grumpy that the dog's outside barking and not contained in the house, or like being on the line. Or I can just be like, it's okay. It's fine. And I'm not going to choose to let that bother me today. So it is about making a choice, as we have said several segments, and gratitude is no different. We have to choose to focus on the gratitude, on the blessings that we see. So, in one way to do that, I was thinking, man, we're on day 8. We're like a week into this now. What are some of the things that we've been able to accomplish or tweak in our habits, our at-home lives right now, that we weren't doing 7 or 8 days ago? Be thankful for those little changes that you've made. That is definitely one place to start. I've done a couple of different things over the years that have helped me focus on gratitude more. And one of them was just, I am a woman of God, so I do my share of Bible reading and stuff like that. And I was reading Psalm 105 about all of the promises and blessings that God has brought to his people. And I was like, I just need to do this for my life. And so I kind of wrote my own down, like all the times in my past that I've seen now as a blessing that he helped me through, or that I just feel like got turned around. I mean, not everybody, I get it, not everybody believes in God necessarily, but you have those moments in your life that you recognize could have gone way worse. And somehow you were rescued and were able to move on into a better way. You've had growing experiences from it. Be thankful for all of those moments. Keep a file on your computer if you'd rather do that than keep them in a notebook. Things that you don't necessarily see all the day, like every day, like the beach or the ocean, I'm very grateful for those. I'll keep pictures of those on my vision board. You can have your own vision board in your phone or device if you want to keep that handy. But the thing I've enjoyed or feel like I've benefited the most from is a gratitude journal. And that's become kind of a buzzword, I know, but I wanted to show you guys mine, and I just found a cute notebook. Can you see it? Am I holding it up in the right spot? And besides just writing things that I'm grateful for each day, I have it divided into sections. And the first section is the one thing I'm focusing on right now is like getting myself to a state of what I consider well. So I'm doing things to work on that. So in the first section, I write down things that I did today that helped me work towards that goal. And in my second section, I write today I finished, and I write different things that I finished today. And the third section is things that I'm grateful for. And I try to write at least 3 things there, but I usually come up with more. And it can be the smallest little things. And the section I think that really helps me even not more than the gratitude section, but it really helps me in this phase of my life, which I think would apply to all of us at this stay-at-home phase right now, is the things that I finished. Because you can realize you did quite a bit more today than you think. And we're sitting here thinking we didn't have time, we got too distracted, we're too stressed, or I was really bored, whatever it may be. You can sit there and reflect and remind yourself, it wasn't that bad, and you did quite well, actually, is how I end my night a lot of the times. So that can be very life-changing when you do your journaling at night, and can feel good about the day, and you can get a better night's sleep, wake up happier, and it's just really life-changing. But you got to keep at it. You don't just do it once here or there.
Let it grow, it's by growing your gratitude. So continue to do it is how it can grow. So I
Mhm.
agree with that. Yeah. So as you guys, Natalie gave some great points on like what she used personally that has helped her to give her some structure and some structure and direction with her gratitude. What are some ways that you can build your own structure? Is it just writing something simply on a refrigerator door? Is it having sticky notes? Is it compacting it inside of one place where you can kind of go back to it? I really think it's important right now to reflect on what you do have and be thankful versus complaining on what you don't. So we encourage you to bring out your ideas. What do you use? Because you may have some things that we haven't thought about. But I think it'd be great for other people to know too, because that can only give more people ideas on what will work for them.
Yep.
Yeah. So great conversation. Again, now thanks for giving us insight of your personal day-to-day actions. That's helpful. But again, guys, we hope that this is another nugget that you can take towards your life during these times of uncertainties. Remember to keep working on maintaining your health and your mental wellness throughout these times. Hope your day goes well, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.